Hello, hope you're all well. Thank you so much for joining us. So I am Kate, and then Emma's going to be hosting as well. And yeah, we're very, very excited to give you a quick demo of the brand new Easy Press 3 and the Autopress as well. So what we're going to do is we'll go through, make a few projects and just show you how it works, tell you all about the different functions and everything. But because it's quite a nice small group today, if you have any questions that we don't answer throughout the session, please just pop them in the chat and we'll answer your questions as we go through. Is there, I can't even see about the chat. Rebecca, is that okay? Does that sound all right? Yes, there is chat here. Oh, perfect. Some of you already chatted. Oh, perfect. Hi, Ariana. Hi, Ruth. Hi, everybody. Oh, perfect. Thanks, I wore it on purpose. I thought you'd like that, Roisin. Okay, so, right. Yes, if you have any questions at all, just ask, pop them in the chat, and then Rebecca is kind of moderating, so she might be able to get back to you on the chat. Or I think we're going to be fine for time today, actually, so we can probably just answer them live for you as well as the few questions that we have that have been submitted. So Emma is going to first of all do a demo on the Easy Press 3, and then I am going to go into a Autopress one afterwards. So I'm going to now make Emma the host, which hopefully means that her video will become live. Yay! Oh, I think it did. Yay! Right, I just need to unspotlight myself. Hang on. I think I'm still, honestly. Oh no, Sim, you might need to do that. So if you, Emma, if you in the top right, the 3 dots of your image spotlight for everyone, then you'll be make big screen for everybody. We'll get there in the end. Yay! Oh, awesome. Brilliant. Well done.
Perfect.
Thank you.
That's what we wanted. We've got to have a few technical difficulties to get us started, haven't we?
I mean, this is a transatlantic workshop, so yeah.
Okay. I'm sure all of you are already aware of our heat press range. I'm just going to talk through anyway quickly in case you aren't aware of what a heat press is, what it does. We have a fabulous range of easy presses. Lots of different sizes, and as we'll show you the Autopress as well. I'm going to talk about the Easy Press 3 today, which is our newest Easy Press. So I'll be talking about this in a minute. But what's great about all of these heat presses is they have this big plate here that heats up to a temperature that we choose, which means we can be really exact with the material that we're pressing and the type of fabric that we're pressing onto. And means we can get really professional finish with iron-on and infusible ink projects, whether we're making t-shirts, bags, whatever it is we're doing, it just makes it really easy, really simple. So let me talk you through Easy Press 3, what's new, what's exciting about it. First of all, it's got a new colour, and you might have seen our old Easy Presses are white and red. These have this lovely new Zen blue colour, so they match the new Maker 3 and the Autopress, and it all just looks so cute. But the biggest new feature is the ability to send the settings to the Easy Press, via Bluetooth. So we now have, and I'm hoping you can see this, yeah. This is the Cricut Heat app. So this is a new app, it's free, and it works with the Easy Press 3. It also works with the Hat Press as well, which is hopefully arriving soon to our Easy Press family. They can both use this app, and it's really simple. What we do is we start a project, and we can choose what type of material we're using and what type of fabric we're pressing onto. So transfer material for me today, I am going to press infusible ink. So I've already pre-cut my design. So I just scroll down and choose infusible ink transfer sheet, and you've got a whole load of options. And then you can choose which blank you're using. So I'm using the t-shirt today. like so. And now turn on the Easy Press 3. That's an important part. When we click next, first up, it's going to give you a quick tutorial. I don't know if you can see there, but you have the option to go through a nice, easy tutorial. So if you're a beginner, Cricut Heat is really going to help you with this. Click next and send settings to Easy Press. So you can just about see it's telling me 195 degrees for 40 seconds. I can now send that to the Easy Press 3.
As if by magic.
As if by magic. And what that will do is send all of those settings and heat up to that temperature. So it really takes the guesswork out of it. And it just means that it's going to step me through. I'm not having to remember numbers, things like that. It's doing it all for me, which is amazing. You can, of course, still manually use the machine to choose if you like, or if you know the setting that you want to do. But definitely as a beginner, it's going to take that guesswork out of pressing for you, and just make sure that you've got those correct settings. You can, of course, use the Cricut Heat guide. That's still on the Cricut website. So if you haven't yet upgraded to Easy Press 3, you've got one of the older Easy Presses, you can still use the Cricut Heat guide. Just type Cricut Heat guide into your favorite search engine. It will pop up, and you can do the same thing. You can select materials just like that. Okay. He is almost at temperature.
Shall I ask you a question? Or is there not enough time?
No, there's plenty of time. We're still...
Okay, so I could ask one of the questions that's come through. So, or you might have already asked it whilst I was frantically trying to sort out the tech, so I answered it. But what size does the new Easy Press 3 come in, please?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I didn't mention that. 2 sizes, 9 by 9. And this one, which is 10 by 12. So this is the biggest size that we've got. So 10 inches by 12 inches. This one is great for like jumpers, you know, bigger, slightly bigger projects. Whereas the 9 by 9 kind of covers everything. Great for like tote bag size, t-shirts, smaller things like makeup bags. So totally up to you which size works best for the type of projects you want to press.
Is the 12 by 10, I don't have a 12 by 10, so I don't know. Is the 12 by 10 much heavier than the 9 by 9?
Let me do some gym. Some PE. No, not that much heavier.
Okay.
They are quite
a lot bigger. Yeah, okay.
It is a little bit bigger, yeah, definitely.
Careful, it's hot, it scares me.
It is hot, yeah, shouldn't wave it around. And of course it comes on its little cradle, which means that like fingers and stuff can't touch the heat. So I can put my hand underneath there and the table is cool because it's dispersing that heat out. But it also means if you've got pets, if you've got children running around, it's nice and sturdy in there. And there's nothing, once it's in the cradle, we can't actually touch anything hot. So that I think is a really great feature. Yeah, just really means that it's nice and safe, nice and sturdy, and there's always somewhere to put it back to. I used to find when I was ever crafting with an iron, if I've been sewing, I never had anywhere to put it back to, and then that's when it got dangerous, you know, because like bits might melt on it or something. Yeah, whereas you've always got somewhere to put it.
In fact, there's one there, look, there it is, there's an iron mark. Okay. Yeah. Not an Easy Press mark. That segues beautifully into the next question from Liz. What are the main benefits of using an Easy Press or Easy Press 3 over an iron?
Oh, very great question. So your household iron has, number one, lots of holes in it for steam. Number one, steam and iron-on or infusible ink, not good friends. So you would want the steam off anyway. But those holes are cold. There's no heat coming out of those. And in a standard home iron, you only have one heating element. So only an inch square in the middle of the iron is actually hot, and potentially not even hot enough for iron-on, and definitely not hot enough for infusible ink. So what happens when you press your project with an iron is you'll have 1 inch square where it's being pressed well, it's great, but the rest of your design might have a cold hole on top of it, or an outer section that's cold. So your project might look pressed, but when you go to wash it or use it, it starts to peel off because those pieces weren't actually properly heated up. And you have no idea what temperature your home iron is, so you can't be as precise. Whereas with the Easy Press, that whole plate heats up corner to corner. There's lots of heating elements in here, I believe 6, don't quote me on that, which mean that you get edge to edge heat. So the whole plate is exactly the same temperature, and it's going to stay at that temperature. It's not going to drop, it's not going to get too hot, it's going to stay there exactly. And of course, we choose the temperature to the degree, so we know specifically that it's going to be perfect for our material. We're not going to burn anything or anything like that. And we're going to get that just perfect professional finish. Right, got distracted from my project. We've heated up now, and you can see on the app, it's telling me to preheat the blank for 40 seconds. So I'm going to do that right now. It's even got a really cute little diagram to show me how to do that, which is nice. And this just helps get rid of any moisture in the fabric, also gets rid of any wrinkles, which is always handy. So we'll start that now. I should have pressed go, and that will count down for us. You can move the press around at this stage. Because
because it's Bluetooth, does it do the 40-second one first automatically? Yes. Oh, that's clever, isn't it? You used to have to guess that.
Yes. I'll just hold that there while it's doing it. It's counting down for me on the app, and it's counting down on the screen here as well. So it's really taking the guesswork out of everything. Okay. I don't want to I want to do the whole 40 seconds. I don't want to stop early. Right, there we go. Even though I thought I was ready. Okay, there we go. I'm going to follow the rules.
I know, I do sometimes.
Okay, and now we're on to number 2, which is press. So now we're doing 40-second press. So I need to lay down my infusible ink design. This is one I've already cut and weeded with that lovely Galaxy sheet.
Oh, I love the Galaxy one.
Yeah, me too. They're my favourite.
Because the colours are so different once you've pressed them, aren't they? It's amazing. Yeah.
I think that's the thing that panics people about infusible inks. When you get it out of the packet,
it's like, oh, it looks really dull. Yeah.
It's really dull and sad. But when you press it, it's going to become really vibrant and nice. And I'm popping a piece of butcher paper over the top for... I'm going to bring you down a bit so you can see what I'm doing, for infusible ink to protect my heat press plate, because infusible ink actually turns into a gas as it gets hot and infuses into the fabric. And if that ink gas gets onto your plate, on the next time you use your project, you would get like almost a stamp of that project again. And the butcher paper just saves that from happening. So here we go, we are ready. And most important thing with infusible ink is to make sure that your whole design is covered by your press. So I think we're good there. And we're going to press go. Again, we're counting down on the app.
Yeah, so it automatically does the right length for the second time. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we really don't have to be changing settings or remembering like, oh, this is longer, this is shorter. Absolutely not. I just saw a question pop up there. Would you put paper inside as well? No. Infusible ink doesn't fuse through the layers, so we don't need to protect the back of the t-shirt. I'll show you once we've pressed it.
Yes, it is the same. You could use greaseproof paper though, couldn't you?
Yes, butcher paper is just an American name for parchment paper, baking paper.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing. Okay, we are done. Pick this up.
Oh, and also with infusible ink, you don't move it, as we say. It's important that
you must keep it still.
Not
really
an infusible ink workshop, but you know.
Well, tips and tricks, you know. Here we go.
Oh, so cool. Oh my God, I love it.
But let's have a look. So you can see where the ink has gone from the design from here because it's transferred on here. And you can see
cool. Oh my God. I
how
love
bright that
ink.
is. So cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And I just want to show you inside. I know. So that's just a ghost of the design, but you can see nothing on the back. So no need to protect because that back is completely clean. But yeah, so simple. And it's even telling you what to do on the app, which I love. So it's telling you like, oh, it did say wait for that to cool before you peeled it off, but I was so excited. And it's even got the care instructions. So like a machine wash inside out, tumble dry on a low thing. It's got all of, don't use bleach on it, obviously. It's got all of that there, which is perfect. And what you can also do is save that as a project. If you're making lots of infusible ink, for example, or lots of iron-on and you're using the same setting, you can just click that, like favorite that setting if you like, for next time. Or you can even, can you do that? No, I ran away with myself there. But yeah, you can remember the setting for next time. So it's really easy. When you open the app, you just go, oh yeah, that's what I did last time, and it will take you off into that. And yeah, that's how simple it is now to use the Easy Press 3. So it just takes all the guesswork out of it, but still has those great safety features that the Easy Press 2 had. Still has, you know, the ability to heat up hot enough to do infusible ink, but also low enough for iron-on and all of those other projects, whatever you're pressing. Yeah, Easy Press 3. Have we got any other questions?
I have one more question that was submitted. So Carol asked, how long does it take for the Easy Press 3 to heat up?
Oh, great question. We did see it there. So minutes.
Yeah.
And that was to really high. So I was pressing there at 195 degrees centigrade. The hottest it can go is 205 degrees centigrade. And that was what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 minutes. Yeah.
However long it took for me to faff and chat for a bit. So really quick. And it can cool itself down as well. So we could cool it to an iron-on temperature now, and it would take about the same time for it to cool itself down to that too.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from everybody who's here before we move on to my Autopress? Pop them in the chat if there are, and we'll do those first. Oops. Just give you a mo.
I feel like we need to show the t-shirt again.
Everyone
loves it.
If you've not used infusible ink before, it's just the vibrancy of the colours, and like you can like it's kind of literally infused
in the fabric now. It is one with the fabric.
Yeah. And I've done a few projects, I'm sure you have as well, where I've done infusible ink and then like this kind of colour vinyl over the top, which looks really brilliant.
Really nice. Oh, does it work on dark fabrics? That's a great question. No. So it's like an ink. So think of it like a felt tip pen or paint. If we tried to put a light color on a dark, if I tried to put, I don't know, a light lilac paint on a black t-shirt, we're not going to see it, right? Because they merge together. So it does work in the same way that ink does. So also if we put other infusible ink over the top, the colors will mix and merge, so they might become like browny or dark, but that's why all infusible ink blanks are like a white or a gray, because it just wouldn't show up on black. You just wouldn't see it, because it just become one and mix with the color of the fabric, and you wouldn't see it. So I hope that helps. I've just seen another question there. Yeah. Does the new mini press connect via Bluetooth as well? It doesn't. The only thing new with the new mini press is the color. It just is that new Zen blue, so that if that's your thing, to have everything matching, it will match with the new Easy Press 3, the Maker 3, Autopress, and the hat press all have that new beautiful color. So that's the only difference with the new mini press.
Awesome. Thank you. Right, I might crack on with the Autopress then. So it's a bit larger, a bit more of a beast. Let me just move it slightly. change
It is
cameras
heavy.
as well so that you can see clearly. I'm going to change cameras right now, actually. Hopefully, if I can I do that? Yeah, I can. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So this is the Autopress here. So it's much, much larger than the Easy Press. Can you see? Is that okay, Emma? Can you see it clearly?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay. So it's much, much larger and it's much heavier. But straight off the bat, this machine is for a different group of people, really. Let me see if I can get in there as well. There we go. Hi. So the Easy Press that Emma's just been talking about, that is certainly like for if you love making things from home and you love crafting and you're kind of more of a hobbyist, then the Easy Press is absolutely for you. However, if you are more, or if you've got a small business, or specifically if you like to batch make, so you're making lots and lots of items maybe for an event or to sell for your business, then this is where this Autopress comes into its own. So we were talking about it earlier, weren't we, Emma, trying to kind of compare it to something different. And Emma came up with a brilliant comparison. So say, for example, you're into sewing. Say you just like making, maybe a few clothes for yourselves or things for the children or whatever, or some decorations for home. You'd get kind of a relatively entry-level sewing machine. But if you wanted to, and you were making for your business and you wanted to use that machine as a real workhorse, then you'd invest in a much, much more, maybe like a computerized embroidery machine or something like that, which would be a much bigger investment. So that's kind of the way that you need to think about this. So this is for small businesses, it's for batch making, and somebody who wants to make lots of items, or it's because this is so easy to use. If you really struggled a bit with the Easy Presses, you might want to consider this as well. So let me show you a little bit more about the functionality. But like I say, any other questions, just pop them on. Maybe Emma could keep an eye on the chat whilst I'm talking. So around here, I will try and show you. Okay, so we've got a couple of buttons here. So this is the on/off button. So if I press that button to start off with, you'll see it lights up, but nothing actually happens. So what this here is the lock and unlock button. So I'm going to press unlock. And as I do that, you will see that the top opens up. Ta-da! And you'll also, oh God, my microphone's, falling off my toe. Sorry. You'll also perhaps hear the fan. So as soon as it turns on, the fan starts, and that's because it draws all the heat. It's a safety feature. So sorry, it's a bit wonky on the camera. I hope this is okay. I think it's all right. There we go. Because the fan draws all of the heat away from any of the parts that you need to touch. So the handle here and the top always stay nice and cool, because the fan is working really, really hard to make sure that nothing on here is going to hurt you or burn you. So it stays nice and cool up here. So the fan kicks in literally as soon as it starts. You'll also see, so it's the same type of plates that Emma talked about before. But it's quite a lot bigger. So I think it's 15 inches by 12 inches. So it's bigger, which means that obviously you can do larger projects if you want to. But Cricut did quite a lot of research into kind of the sizes that were used the most, and actually it turns out that 15 by 12 inches is very unusual for you to have something that's larger than that you'd want to press with your Autopress. So that's, you could do something really quite large with that. I'll talk to you about the hinges in a mo. We'll go down to the mat here. There we go. Sorry, it's a bit wobbly. Oh, there we go. That's better. So, so it's a bit different in that the mat here is part of the whole machine. So whereas otherwise you have like a separate mat with Easy Presses, here you have your mat that sits on the base of the actual Autopress. So it's a non-slip mat, which is perfectly sized to go onto the base. But one of the beauties of having this mat means that so not only is it much quicker and easier to use, which you'll see when I do a demo in a minute, but it means that it's even easier for you to do your batches. So you could get a second mat if you wanted to, and whilst you were pressing one item on your other mat, you could be preparing your next blank, and then as soon as this one was done, take it off, put the next one on. And I mean, honestly, I think you could crack through projects in just ridiculously quickly, next to no time at all. So if you were doing it for your small business, it would just be so much quicker. Also, of course, well, no, I'll show you in a minute. Oh, getting excited. So yeah, so that's the mat. Let me show you actually now. So what I'll do is I will prepare a project to make. So I'll change onto this camera, and then in a minute I'll show you a few of the other functions. So here we're doing an event very soon. I need to make lots and lots of Cricut t-shirts. Perfect example of when the Autopress is just totally comes into its own. So I've pre-cut a load of Cricut logos. There's one here, and I've got a t-shirt here ready to go. So what you do is you just place your t-shirt onto the mat. You can do that here if you want to, to make sure that it's all nice and positioned perfectly. You've got it all nice and central, like that, and then pop it onto the Easy Press. There's clear space all around the Easy Press here. So if you've got something, the Autopress, I mean, so if you've got something like a bag with handles or a shirt with a collar or something, you can put those down any of the four sides, so to make sure that they don't get in the way. And then let's come to the control pad, this little gem here. So this plugs in the back of the Autopress. So oh, there we go, it's just heated up. So that gives you an idea of how long it takes for the Autopress to heat up. I think it says 8 minutes, but I don't think it's
might have been a lot faster than that.
Much quicker, isn't it?
My Easy Press is chatting.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. So this works on a dial function. So you just literally move the dials. It's really easy. Move the dials to whatever temperature you'd like, just like that. Super. It's very satisfying dial movement. Let's just go back to where we needed. But what you do with the Autopress is you go onto the Cricut Heat Guide. So what you would do is, I'll just do a quick screen share so that I can show you. Here we go. Share my screen. Oh, see if I can regain.
Oh, do I need to do something?
Do you mind? Can you make me host again?
Yeah. Do I click on you?
Yeah, top three.
Make host. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, perfect. So I just literally Googled Cricut Heat Guide, and then this comes up. So like all of the different heat press machines, you just select which one you're using. So let's select Autopress. And then this is the step, of course, that you bypass with the Easy Press 3, but you still have to do it with the Autopress. However, with the Autopress, I'm using Smart Iron-On, and I'm using 100% cotton t-shirt. However, with the Autopress, there are 4 little preset buttons up here. So I think probably if you are batch making, you'd generally be using Everyday Iron-On or Smart Iron-On with a certain type, with a sweatshirt, perhaps. Maybe that, I think 4 is reasonable for kind of the majority of what you would be making. So you can just preset your 4 most commonly used settings, and then you just click 1, 2, 3 or 4. So actually there is a way of fast tracking that as well. So I need 155 for 50 seconds. Oh, I did 55. Let's make it 50. There we go. And then we're good to go. And also on that screen, oh, I've just unshared, but what it tells you as well is that you need to preheat for 5 seconds and then go in for the 55-second one as well. So now I'm going to do my 5-second preheat first of all. And when I do this, I'm just going to show you, hopefully you can see with this, I think you can, kind of how this hinge here works. So first of all, actually to say is that it opens up really, really wide. So it means that often with a press of this, like a pro level press, you won't have quite as much space to work with. So it certainly is a lot safer to use than some of the other ones on the market, in terms of just meaning that you don't ever need to go near that really hot plate. And then secondly, another feature which is I think unique, I'm pretty sure unique to the Autopress, is this hinge function here. So it means that as you drop down, so first of all it starts to go down like that, and then the hinge means at the end it just goes down vertically like that. So it doesn't go down like that, it goes kind of down like this, and then up and then down vertically. So it means that it's not gonna, there's no risk of it shifting or moving either your blank around or any of the iron-on or infusible ink or whatever that you might have on top of there. So yeah, I'm going to put it down. And then the next thing to say is that it's so easy to do. So literally, I've just got a couple of fingers on here, and you just push it down like that, and then it does it for you. So I just need to do this for 5 seconds. Okay, great.
I love that automatic watching it.
Yeah, and then yeah, I've still got it in my 55. I should have changed it to 5. Oh, damn it. No, we'll save that for a minute. So it's fine. So I just lifted it up. So if you want to lift it up manually, literally, you can see how easy it was. I just lifted up the handle like that. Now I'm going to take my logo that I've cut and then pop it in position up here.
That really shows, Kate, how wide it opens.
Yeah, it really does. It feels really safe.
You're not like trying to get underneath it.
Like you
could do the Macarena there, and you
could do the Macarena. It's fine. So yeah, so that's in position, and then sorry, my cup of tea is a bit in the way. So then I'm just going to pull it down again. I don't know if you could hear that, the little sort of motor then kind of applies the pressure and clamps it down. You can see on here it's doing the countdown for us. Another thing I forgot to say actually whilst that's happening is, because of the way that the hinges go down like this and then vertically down, it means that, oh yeah, you can put, sorry Fiona, I could have put paper on, I just haven't.
Oh no, not for you. Don't need
it does say to do that on the heat guide, but I generally don't know, Emma. We don't know.
No, just infuse.
It's fine. Yeah. So because it goes down like this and then kind of straight down, it means that you can actually heat press onto much thicker material. So I think it's up to 2 inches thick. So say you wanted, oh hang on, did you see? Oh no, I didn't let it showcase it properly. I should have been watching the clock. So the beauty, you literally can just be doing something else. I mean, you can be preparing the next one, doing whatever else you need to do, because at the end of the allocated time that you've put onto your little dial, it just pops up automatically. So then honestly, I do now use my Autopress more regularly than the others, because it just means it's like completely hands-free. It's so great. And another thing, which I've not discussed with anyone, but I've noticed, I don't know if you found this as well, Emma, can you see that the backer is already coming off?
So it presses it so well.
Yeah.
That it's just idiot. So it's like, I'm done. I'm gonna remove.
It's so fail safe. So this is that wouldn't happen with one of the Easy Presses. Literally, you can just, I mean, I could have lifted that with a mere feather and it would have come up fine. And then it's really, really well pressed into the fabric. So it's, when you press it in really, really well and you can kind of see the weave of the fabric through, it just does that automatically. It's not called Autopress for nothing.
Because it automatically detects the thickness of what you've put on the plate, means that every time you're going to get that perfect sandwich of iron-on and material and everything.
Yeah. It is amazing. So like I was saying, it will do up to 2 inches thick. So say you wanted to put, I was talking to some people at Hobbycraft earlier, and they were saying that there's loads of people making like signs for weddings at the moment onto wood. So you could put a wooden block in here and put infusible ink or iron on vinyl onto the wooden block. And then what would happen is at this point, it starts going down vertically instead of that kind of down like that. And it would just automatically detect the thickness and apply the right amount of pressure for that thickness. So it's really, really clever. So you can do it onto leather. I mean, literally any thickness between nothing and 2 inches thick.
We've had a question, Kate.
Yeah.
I've got some to ask you anyway. What are the dimensions of the Autopress when it's fully open?
Let me tell you.
Oh, I know that it's 60 inches from the plate to the plate. I think it opened like that, 60 inches.
Yes, you can use infusible ink on wood, Ruth, by the way, quickly. So I'm not going to do inches. I'm going to do.
It won't last outside, infusible ink on wood, but it will eventually fade and wash off. But
I might have a sample. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so centimeters fully out. So the length is about 60 centimeters. In length.
Have I made that up? 60 inches.
I think you did. 6 centimeters. And then height.
Maybe it's 60 degrees. Oh, I don't know.
Top to bottom. Same, 60. So it's 60 centimeters. 60
or maybe it was 60.
Well, that's easy to remember. Which leads me on to another excellent question. Oh, I've got I've got 2 other safety bits actually. So it's got an auto off function. So if you don't use it for, I think it's 13 minutes, it will just switch itself off. Again, love it. If you're busy doing loads of things and you kind of forget what you're doing, don't worry about it. It's going to turn itself off. And then I'm going to close it down, lock it back closed and turn it off, and the fan turns off instantly. But the other thing that's really brilliant about it, so when it first arrived, I was like, oh, that's massive. Oh my goodness. But no, like it fits on your worktop really well. It is heavy, but it fits on your worktop brilliantly. But for storage, I'll give you a demonstration. So if you unplug, there's 2 plugs at the back. There's the main power cable, and then the cable for the dials. Can you see me now? I'm going to take it over to my Cricut area, and I'll show you. You also might see that I'm wearing socks with sandals, but never mind.
We can't see your feet at the moment.
Yeah. So again, we've just used it, but it's fine. It's not like, it's really, really cool on here. So like nothing to worry about, super, super safe. So what you can do is store it up this way. Can you see?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can see you. Yeah.
Look, so it's taken up no space at all. I might even measure it just so that you know. Taken up, that's 40 centimeters by about 14 centimeters. Nothing.
Yeah, it's so thin. It can stand by itself. It doesn't need to lean on something. It can just stand upright like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you definitely want 2 people to move it if you can, because he's quite weighty, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you first get the box, make sure you've got a friend there to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you answered. We had a question about space, which you've literally just answered. With measurements, that's perfect. We had a question about thickness. We answered that.
Oh, sorry.
No, well, you've answered it. And then we had a question. It's an expensive piece of kit. So is it worth the investment? It is an investment. So yeah, is it worth it?
I mean, I think it's amazing. If you're crafting at home for fun, no. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd get an easy.
You're making a t-shirt every weekend, 1 t-shirt for your kids,
or just stuff your kids or whatever. Then absolutely, it's not. I mean, it would be lovely for anybody, but it's not made for those people. It's absolutely made, and it is a boon for anybody who's making batch. Like, it just literally saves you so much time. So I had to make loads of these t-shirts for another event. and it would have taken me ages. So when you've got your own business, you know, time is money. You want to work as quickly as you possibly can. And it meant that I could just do them really quickly and really accurately. And I didn't have to worry that maybe it wasn't stuck down properly or anything like that. It was just done. So absolutely, if you're running a business or you're making anything to sell or for an event or anything at any scale, and it's like a business expense or whatever, then I would say it's great. And actually it's beautifully designed and really easy to use as well. So compared to, there are quite a lot of pluses for that machine in comparison to other comparable ones on the market that I've just talked about. So yeah, I think
yeah, I totally agree. Another question, can you press multiple small items at the same time on it?
Oh yeah, you definitely could.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just make sure they're the same thickness, because where you're going to auto thickness, you wouldn't want a difference.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as deep. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're pressing
so
multiples of the same item, absolutely.
Yeah. Like party, I had to make a load of party bags for a friend's. Like, I'm sure you all know, if you have a Cricut machine, everyone wants you to do everything for them. So a friend was like, oh,
I just say no.
Quickly whip up some party bags. Like, yeah, of course. And that was before I had this, but I could have just put those, you know, done 4 at a time probably, and I had my hands free. So yeah, you could.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions about the Autopress? Anyone wants to say? I mean, I would ask you to do the open again, but you put it away.
Wow. It is great. The first time it happens, oh my gosh, it's like you want to sing,
it's like something out of the space stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like it should make us like,
yeah, it should.
Yeah. It does look like something from the future, I think. When I first saw it, I was like, what? This just looks so beautiful.
It is really amazing.
Check.
Okay, so and we've still got some time. So shall we say to people if they have any other Cricut related questions?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, but both here.
Yeah. I'll wrap up this other one first. So what we're going to do is I'll send you an email. I'll download the recording because not everybody who's booked on has come. So I'll send the recording to everybody so you can watch this lovely little session back if you fancy, or if you've not joined, you can obviously watch it at your convenience, and then in the email I'll also put links to Cricut website and anything else that I think of that you might need. But yeah, so whilst you've got us, if there's any other Cricut related questions about anything Cricut that you'd like to ask us, then we'd be delighted to answer you, wouldn't we?
We've got a question. I don't mind answering this one. How would you position like a cosmetics bag, I've got one to hand, inside the Autopress to avoid the zipper? This is the big difference between the Autopress and the Easy Press. Easy presses are the size they are so that they can fit in between zippers and things, or we pad them out. But when you have a clam-like press or pressure activated press like the Autopress, that pressure means that it flattens out the zip, so you don't have to worry about that because it's going to flatten out the seams for you, because it's got that extra pressure that you haven't got by just pressing it by hand. So that's the big difference. So you could just pop it in. I would probably still lay the zip over the back,
especially because I get worried about plastic zips and heat.
Yeah, and if you've got, like, you don't want to be handling the hot metal as well, so I would still hang it over the back. But with seams and things, you don't have to worry. You don't have to pad them out like you would with the Easy Press.
It's funny, you can hear, so as it locks down the motor, then you can hear it just kind of pushing this extra pressure. And you can just tell like that it's pushed down really hard. You saw when the backer just literally just falls off because it
just
really
takes out those variables that you have with the press that you're doing by yourself. Okay, we've got a question from Fiona. I have some bejeweled foil iron on. It doesn't seem to want to stick to a mat. Oh yeah, I find that often. Okay, so 2 questions. So definitely the foil iron-on, I find it's a little bit shinier and sometimes it doesn't want to stick to a mat. Go for a stronger grip mat if you can, or just add some tape to the sides, just a little bit, and that will keep it flat. But try and make sure that you it does stick. The brayer will also help.
I was just going to say the brayer, yeah, an
an
indispensable tool.
Yeah, but that will really help you stick it down. I also find that with Sportflex iron-on.
Oh, yeah, it does happen with Sportflex.
It's got like a shinier feel to it and it doesn't want to stick. Yeah. So yeah, get your brayer out and a little bit of tape.
Definitely not something you're doing wrong. We all have the same issue, so don't worry.
Also, I did an offset word on iron-on vinyl and the middle of the letters completely skewed and did not cut out properly. Help. Oh no. Okay, this could be a few things happening. I imagine it's something that happened in design space rather than something cut, but we might need a bit more info on your
occasionally. So it didn't even cut properly. Occasionally, if it's occasionally if it's a word which is like an image, like literally once in a blue moon, a word that's like, so if you go on images and type a word and find a word, then I found the odd word is a bit glitchy sometimes and something won't cut out exactly right. But if you've typed it in, I can't imagine what's happened.
Yeah, off balance. I wonder if your material slipped.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
A few little bits going wrong. I would check if it happens again on the same project. If it does, it's a glitch in the project.
Try again.
So I would completely recreate it. If it doesn't happen, then it could have been a material issue. If that carries on persisting, I would call member care. That's what they're there for. And if you've got a problem, they can log it. So if it is a widespread issue, they know the amount of people that have it, and they can help you. And they'll be able to look at the project and see exactly.
Oh, I'm going to find my brayer.
I can grab mine. I've got it here.
It's so great. It's the tool you don't know that you need. And when they first said it to me, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll be fine without that. But
yeah, same. I was like, I do not need that brayer thing. What is that? Yeah. This is what it is. Now it's my number 2 tool. But weeding tool number 1. Yeah. Brayer could not live without. Yeah. So it's just a roller. Obviously it looks cute because it's made by Cricut. But it really comes into its own when we're applying, I haven't got a mat to hand, things to the mat, because it just makes them stick down, and I find it makes the mats last a bit longer. Yeah, it does, definitely does. Gives you better cuts because they're stuck down to the mat, because that's one of the biggest, when something isn't cutting, it's quite often not the blade, it's because the mat isn't sticky enough or the material isn't stuck well enough to the mat, so it's lifting slightly, and that's why you're not getting a clean cut. And sometimes with infusible ink sheets, if they've been open a little while, they get little wrinkles in. Yes. If you put them on that, you can iron out the wrinkles with the brayer. Yeah, he's called the applicator and remover set. That's right. If you search for it, that's what he comes in with, a pair of tweezers, which I've never used. Never used them. This is the good bit. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, we got one here. If I have the Joy, Make It and Explore 3, what would you recommend I use each machine for? Firstly, lucky you. Yes. I mean, a place and time. I use my Joy for quick things, last minute things, or like if I want to craft in front of the telly but I can't be bothered to take everything with me. Joy is like, it's easy just to have the Joy out all the time as well. So so if you've got a card to make or whatever, carry it around the house. Like if I'm labeling in the kitchen or something, I might take it with me. Or even at friends' house. I've even enjoyed take it around people's houses. Yeah, on the train, I mean, sorry, not plane. So I think that's the beauty of the Joy. And then Explore 3 I would use for your if you're doing long cuts, because you can use your smart materials. Maker, again, for switching in your different tools. So it's just going to depend. It's like special materials is like the make. So got like what you're cutting and where you're cutting it, I guess. Yeah, I hope that helps. I've got all, and I just pick one. Yeah, whichever one I fancy. Yeah.
Is there a way of putting your favourite fonts in a folder?
Not at the moment. I hope they do add that, like a
We've
favourite.
said it a lot of times, haven't we, Emma?
We have asked for it, yeah. You never know. It might come.
Yeah.
I feel like it will. There's so many new things coming to Design Space at the moment. I don't know if you saw, but yesterday Monogram Maker was added to desktop. So this is like a really easy way to make monograms. So many things are coming, and I'm sure one day, definitely being able to like favorite fonts will be
or you can just make a project and put, whenever you find a font that you love, add that font onto that project and then call it like favorite fonts or something, and then just go in there when you've got something.
I have like 3 that I just know I love, that I know to search for.
This is my favorite.
Oh, can I explain them? I can show you the Monogram Maker if you would like. Let me
Cricut also needs to include more UK symbols, so you can upload your own fonts as well if you like. That's completely free to do. So say you like a font and it's got more different symbols, you can just upload that and have that on your system and use that whenever you like as well. And I think they are doing more UK stuff all the time, or more international stuff all the time, aren't they?
Yes, so this week they just announced the Cricut Artist Program, which is where artists from all around the world can now apply to Cricut and add their art. I'm actually one of them, which is very exciting.
One of the founding artists, I would say, Emma.
Yeah, which is really fun. But what that means is we can give our view from around the world. So I've tried to add lots of British things. There's another 2 artists, Luke Jones and Kat Madeira. If you search their things, they're also very British kind of sayings and like, just really cool stuff. So it's definitely coming, and it's something Cricut are aware of. I mean, they're in so many countries around the world now that you will start to see so many more projects from different countries, different holidays, different celebrations, and that's definitely something that Cricut are putting lots of time and energy in, definitely. Okay, I will share.
I've made you host, so you can share screen now and show Monogram. So people, so this is an update. So if you've not got Monogram showing on your Design Space, you might need to do an update. Oh, hang on, is it only available to Cricut Access subscribers as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, we can see.
Oh yeah, okay, we can see it. Yes. Okay. Can you see? You can see my whole Design Space page,
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna, yes, okay. So it belongs in the sidebar here in Cricut Design Space, on desktop only at the moment. So this isn't coming to your phones or tablets yet. I don't know if it will, but I'd hope it might. Just for now, this is on desktop. So really simple. You just type in your initials in the top here, or anyone's initials. If I head back to Classic, and you'll see these automatically appear. So I can just click and have a play. I can add like bits to them as well. This is really going to come into its own, I think, for weddings and also like back to school, just adding, all the initials to things. You've got handwriting, and you've also got really fun ones. My favorite is this. Well, where's that pineapple? There's a really cute pineapple. I'm going to find him. Occasions. I don't know what occasion pineapple is, but he's here. Really lovely ones. Some of them are just one initial. Some you can see, you can put all of them in. Really lovely. And then, so if you're not a Cricut Access subscriber, you can have a play with this. So you can still get inspiration. And these are all fonts and images from Design Space. So you could still create this yourself. You're just not going to get that automatic thing that this is going to do for you. So this is taking out the hard work. If you are a Cricut Access subscriber, you can just easily add this to Canvas. Which didn't work. Let me share my Canvas with you. There we go. So now it's in the Canvas. You can see all of my different layers, and I can, change the colors of things or do whatever I want to do as I normally would. It's chosen Cricut owned fonts that work best with the Monogram Maker. So fonts you have uploaded won't appear in the Monogram Maker. It is just Cricut fonts that they've tested and they know work well and look good as monograms. But yeah, it just makes it really nice and simple, and it is just another added lovely extra for Cricut Access subscribers. So it gives you that extra thing. And if you're not an Access subscriber, double check and see if you can do a 30-day trial. And you might have done one when you first got your machine, but if it's been a while since then, you can you know, try again for another 30 days, see if it's for you, test it out. Yeah, I will stop sharing. But that is, oh, I don't even know how to stop sharing. 2 seconds.
You just stopped sharing a minute ago.
I know, it did it automatically.
Whilst you're doing that, what's the Luke's surname? So Cat Madeira and what's
Jones.
Jones, thank you.
Jones, yeah.
Somebody asked
He looks
that.
really cool.
And I just wanted to double check. Oh, here we go, Autopress. The someone's asked the prices and I can't remember the exact price. So I'm just double checking. Oh, there we go. So the
I don't know how to...
Easy Press. So the mini, I think, starts at £54.99. The Raspberry one might have gone down a little bit. Oh, Emma's gone. That's okay.
No, I was trying to.
Yeah. And then they go up to, I think the Easy Press 9x9 is about £179.99. The Easy Press 12x10 is, I think, £219.99. And then the Autopress is £899.99, I think. Something like that. I don't know what to do, Emma. Sorry.
I mean, see if making you the host makes a difference.
Stop. I'm going to stop participants sharing. I just did
There
it.
we go. That did it. Oh, but now you can't see me, but that's not an issue.
Oh, a bit sad.
Make me the host and then it will
okay.
do it. That's
okay.
what happened earlier.
Yeah. Just check any other questions. So Roisin dreams of a weeding tool with a built-in torch. Great idea. We could definitely propose that, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Just see if there's anything else that we've missed. I don't think there is.
Oh, if you haven't seen the Monogram Maker, it's a 7-day rollout. So I'm rolling out from yesterday. So just keep checking for an update and it will appear. It will come, I promise. It just doesn't, they don't put it out to everyone all at once because that would be quite mad. So they just roll it out slowly.
Oh, look, Kathleen says that she's glad to see the Queen's Platinum Jubilee items and she's making print and cut bunting for her.
Oh, I love that.
Primary class.
Oh, we'd love to see.
Yeah, you must share online if you can. We'd love to see, especially because Emma, you've designed lots of Jubilee images, haven't you, on Design Space?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we knew Jubilee was going to be a big craft holiday, so had to get some royal inspired images in there. Absolutely.
Okay, it's time to end. So are there any more questions before we wrap up? It's been lovely spending time with you all. I love doing these. Wish we could do them every week. I mean, maybe we should. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Look out for the email. So I'll try and send it in the next, well, certainly in the next hour. I'll do it prior to then if I can. Oh, thank you. Rebecca's just put the prices on. Oh, I think they were correct. That was good. But yeah, it's so great to see you all. Well, we haven't seen you, but we know that you're there. So thank you so much. And yeah, hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.